Hello everyone and welcome back to the Fashion Fiasco Show. I'm your girl Nikki Fiasco, and here we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and sometimes frightening side of the beauty and cosmetic industry. We also take an organic look at love, relationships, career topics, anything and everything that affects you. So as you guys know, the Fashion Fiasco Show is a spinoff from Inexpensive Beauty. Inexpensive Beauty is all about showing you guys how to look like a dime on a dime, but the Fashion Fiasco Show deals with topics and certain areas of discussion that I feel are relevant for us today. So I wanted to talk to you guys about something because if you did not know, I'm newly single. I was actually in a relationship for about 7 years, was engaged to be married, and at the last minute some things went on, and we are no longer together as a couple. And in being single, or in my singleness, I guess there's some things that have come up with me that I was never conscious or aware of. And I think when you don't have someone to focus on, you initially learn to focus on yourself, and the things that you kind of ignored or let slide, you become more aware of them. So I was talking to a girlfriend of mine, and she was talking about attractiveness. And it's funny because at first I was thinking, oh my God, you know what? As you guys may or may not know, I live life very unapologetically. I do what I want, say what I want, wear what I want. I'm not a typical black girl. I mean, I wear a mohawk, as you guys can see. Love long lashes, big earrings, tons of jewelry. I mean, I just like certain things. And this is how I feel comfortable. And I'm a thick girl. I'm about a 14. So, I mean, that may not be what typically constitute attractiveness in our country. But when it comes to men, never had a problem picking up men. Never. And I was like, oh my God, you know, what happened? And we had went out to a club, and this guy was trying to dance with me. And I noticed some things about him in that scenario that reflected onto me, you know, some things about myself. And it was so funny because she goes, I'm going to tell you something, and I want you to know that I'm saying this in the most loving way. And I said, okay, fine, you know, shoot. And she's one of the friends that nothing she says is out of malice, but only because she has your best interest at heart. So I said, shoot, you know, tell me what's going on. And she said, Nikki, I want you to be aware of being attractive. And I said, oh my God, you know, like, what's wrong with me? She said, I'm not talking about looks because men love you. It's not that. But she was like, I want you to be aware of, in a dating scene, what you are attracting. And I said, please explain. And she talked to me in 5 minutes, and she said some of the most profound things. The first thing she said is, Nikki, this topic is about being attractive in the dating scene. I know a lot of times we as women, sometimes African American women, seems as though men, especially our men maybe, aren't attracted to us. And she was like, first of all, I want you to get that out of your mind because men like women. Period. It doesn't matter what color you are, what size you are, what you look like. There's always somebody for you and someone who's always attracted to you. Your job is to draw that aura or that longing to you. And how you do that is you put out certain things in the universe through your persona, through your chakra, through your mental wavelength, whatever you want to call it. You have to work on being attractive. And she said, Nikki, I want you to think of it as metal to a magnet. You are a magnet, and you're trying to draw that metal to yourself. And I said, oh, okay, I get it. Not attractiveness as far as looks, but attractiveness as far as what I'm putting out to the universe and what I want to get back in return. She said yes. So I'm just going to tell you a couple things she told me. And the first thing she said to me is, Nikki, I want you to be conscious of what you are putting out there. And I said, explain. She said very, very simply, you know, if you want good things, put good things out there. It's in your attitude. It's in your walk. It's in what you say. And a lot of times if we talk about the dating scene, which I am new to, is that you have to be confident in who you are as a person. She was like, Nikki, there is nothing more attractive than confidence. But she said, you have something else going for you. You're eclectic. I like to look at you. You are one of those people that when you walk in a room, you're an attention grabber. I mean, I dress funky, boots, high heels, tights, crazy stuff, crazy hair, jewelry. I'm flashy. That is who I've always been, always will be. She was like, you are attractive, so you draw attention. But she was like, I want you to be conscious of what you're putting out there as far as the universe. What you say, how you act, your poise, how you stand, how you smile. She was like, be ever conscious of what you're putting out there, because what you're putting out there is actually the magnet that draws the metal. or whatever you want in your life is that metal, and you are the magnet. And that aura is pouring that thing that you want to you. She said it's in your walk, it's in your talk, it's in your dress, it's in your attitude. I said, okay, I got that part. Then she said, I want you to watch your body language. She used a scenario when we go to a club, and I didn't even know this about myself. She's like, Nikki, you stand very closed, and if I didn't know you, I don't think I'd want to, say hi. She was like, you look straight ahead, you sway to the music, but you're not like getting down. You don't smile, you don't scan the room. She's like, you have to be conscious of your body language. And I said, oh my God. And not that I'm a mean person, but just a force of habit. Sometimes I'll, stand, I'll have my arms crossed, I'll just kind of scan the room. I don't make contact with anyone. And she's like, Nikki, you're an attention getter. You're eclectic. You're neat to look at. So when guys look at you, they want to know that you're looking back or paying some attention. And I don't. Like, I can feel a man staring a hole in me, but I won't stare back at him. She's like, Nikki, you have to scan the room, be aware, meet eyes with people, look at other people. She was like, sometimes the only thing that a man needs is a look from you to show that you are attracted or you are interested in them. I said, okay, so I'm going to be conscious of, the energy I'm putting out and the actual body language. And then she told me something else that I thought was very interesting. She said, be comfortable in yourself in whatever setting you find yourself in. And I was like, oh my God. And this is something that I do. I am eclectic. I will always be this way. And everybody has something about them that they embrace. That is just who they are. It's just ingrained in them. It's just like a fingerprint. It's who you are. It will never change. It is something that identifies you. Sometimes in certain settings, I feel like I should tone down who I am. As far as maybe what I say, how I express myself. And not that you can't maneuver things to say it so that people understand it, but sometimes you just shut down altogether. I'm guilty of that. As far as my hair, as far as the way I look, this is me. I am not one of those women who is emotionally attached to their hair. I'm just not. I've had my hair boy short. I've had my hair very long. I've had it in between. My hair is natural. You guys can see it's in a mohawk. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me. But sometimes I feel like I have to tone down who I am to let someone else shine. She was like, Nikki, don't do that. She's like, you're fun, you're crazy, you're loving. I mean, me and my girlfriends at work cut the fucking monkey all day. And I generally care about them and them about me. But when I go to meet men, or if I'm in a dating situation, I kind of tone it down because I'm so afraid that they're not going to like who I am. Or maybe I'm too brass, or maybe I'm too real, or maybe I'm too crazy, because a lot of times we as women think that we have to be prim and proper. I'm not that person. I drive crazy. I laugh a lot. I sing loud. I like different clothes. I mean, just like boots and just all kinds of things. And my size never deterred me from being who I wanted to be. Sometimes women think that if they're not a certain size and they can't wear certain things, you can wear whatever you want. You just have to make sure that it's made in your size and it's done tactfully. Me, I'm crazy. I cannot help it. I just have this thing where I cut my shirts because, hey, that's who I am. I wear a lot of platinum, sterling silver, it's just who I am. And I think sometimes I feel like I'm not enough. So you have to be comfortable in whatever setting you find yourself in. Do not stop being you. Maybe you have to tweak it a little, you know what I mean? But don't stop being you. Don't stop being you. And be genuinely who you are. I think a lot of times when women start to date, that's something that we miss. We are always busy showing our representative and the positive side of who we are, not the negative. I'm not saying you have to air out all your faults, but I'm saying you can be honest. Like me, in a dating situation, had this guy talk to me, really nice guy. And he was talking, he was like, oh man, I don't like a woman with kids. And okay, well, I said, well, it couldn't be me because I have 4 kids. My kids are teenagers. I'm going to school. That's my focus. My kids are my focus right now. Just trying to do what I can. It's whatever. So he kind of looked at me and he was like, you know what? I respect you for that. I respect your honesty, because a lot of times in dating situations, women do not tell men that they have children. And my whole thing is, I can tell you that I have kids because 1, my kids are important to me. 2, you will never see my kids anyway. And 3, why do I have to be embarrassed about what came from me? That's my seed. That's stupid. I mean, there is no way that I would be embarrassed about something like that. So just always find that you can be comfortable in whatever setting you find yourself in. Another one, my 4th that she told me about, is, Nikki, you have to be approachable. And I was like, oh my God, here we go, the angry black woman. She says, no, Nikki, it's not like that. She was like, sometimes, Nikki, you don't even give contact. She was like, people just want to be heard. People want you to listen and want to be loved. And sometimes you have to look at people. You have to invite them in. I'm not the most inviting person. You know, I don't always give eye contact. I don't scan the room. I don't meet people. And sometimes with a man may be boring a hole in you. I mean, he may be staring you down and you can feel his presence. Look at him. Acknowledge him. And your eyes will tell him one or two things. One, you're not interested. You can look at him and, give him a 1, 2. Or if he's somebody that you may find attractive, or you may say, he seems like he might be a decent dude. You can look at him and your eyes will let him know that, hey, maybe I could approach her, say hi, or just be approachable. Smile. I'm guilty of this. And it's not that I just don't smile a lot. But she was like, Nikki, relax. Open up your body. Smile. Be approachable. So it's just those things that I want to tell you about attractiveness, how to attract what you want in your life. Not about looks, but what you want in your life. Because believe it or not, there's every person, there is someone who will like you. And it's not always about looks, because I've met some of the prettiest women who were straight bitches and met some guys that were okay, but whose personality made them absolutely beautiful. And I would rather have somebody who has decent looks and beautiful of heart or spirit than someone who is drop dead gorgeous and an asshole. If you are an asshole, if you're pretty and you're an asshole, stop it. Because people are like, oh, well, my looks can take me so far. With some people worship that kind of stuff. Some people don't. They're like, whatever, next, So just make sure that your inside matches your outside. And we're going to talk really, really quickly about attractiveness again and how to attract what you want. You're going to remember to be conscious of your energy, what you're putting out in the universe. You're going to remember your body language, how you position yourself, your poise, how you stand, your gestures. You're going to also remember to be comfortable in whatever setting that you are in. Do not dumb down or play down who you are to make someone else comfortable. That is a no-no. And then 4, be approachable. So just be approachable. Remember those things. You guys have a good night. And this is, Nikki Fiasco, just shooting the shit, kicking the breeze with you. And you guys can hear me on blogtalkradio.com /Fashion Fiasco. I'm on at about 11. I'm doing 30-minute segments right now. And I just do the news, talk shit. I'm crazy. So just kick it with me. Have fun. Listen to me live on the cell phone. Actually, you can call 424-222-5357, and you can actually log in and hear me talk. And you can press 1 if you want to comment. So thank you guys for spending this evening with me. About 12 minutes of your time. You guys have a good night.